Hi, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Danny.
And welcome to Sink Your Teeth In, the show where we take a bite out of all things spooky so you can get your fill.
And this is episode 10, where we're starting our new series called Girl, What Even Is That? Where we're going to be talking about popular movies that everyone seemed to love that we just did not agree with.
No.
Welcome back, Little Omens. Like I said, we are going to be doing our new segment called Girl, What Even Is This? And our first victim, Hereditary. Just kidding. So, Hereditary has been low on both of our lists for a long time.
It was hyped up.
So hyped up.
And I remember watching it, and it literally was, girl, what even is this?
Girl, what even, did we watch the same movie? Did y'all get a special cut? What the fuck is going on here?
And it irks me when it's on all these top lists.
Literally, they're like, top
5.
Girl, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
You wasted 2 hours. 2 hours of my fucking life. No.
I get where there are people out there that enjoy the symbolism of things and want to dissect it, all of that. I get that.
Yeah, but no.
I just don't consider it a horror movie.
No, honestly. Okay, so, little spoiler. We did just this morning watch Hereditary to prep for this so that we could, remember why the fuck we hated it. And, okay. So, I had seen it. When did it come out?
I feel like I'm going to be disappointed. It came out in 2016?
Oh, okay. It's a long time ago.
2016, 2017? Maybe even 2018. 2016.
At least 5 years ago, at least. So when it first came out, I saw it and I was like, bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This time, I did not enjoy it, I will say, but I appreciated it more. And I was like, oh, I can see where it gets some flowers. Do I want to watch that movie ever again? No.
The only flowers I will give it is for Miss Toni Collette.
Oh, yeah.
She cannot do anything wrong in my eyes. The only part that I will give to that movie is her little explosive, I've had enough, where she's like, don't you swear at me. That, iconic.
You little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That right there, that is the rose I put on its grave.
No, I liked, so I had Charlie explained most of it as we're watching the movie, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? And he'd be like, this is this. And I'm like, how do you know that? Did you read something? And he's like, no, I'm watching the fucking movie. And I'm like...
So if for anyone who hasn't seen it, it starts off with an obituary. And Danny's like, is this part of the movie? Yeah, girl. No, they just randomly pulled an obituary out. And we're like, hey.
In my defense, we had just watched a commercial, so I wasn't sure if it was a commercial for something else. So I was like, what? I did not remember, anything from the fucking movie. I just... Bye.
Yeah.
But see, okay, I think this is... Personally, for me, a movie like that, the reason I'm not obsessed is because I don't go to the movies trying to see the symbolism. Another one I'm sure we will touch on, Mother.
Yeah.
Completely over my fucking head. Because when I go to the movies, what I want is to watch something that I know, and it might be the anxiety, whatever, but I know what's gonna happen in this movie. There's a battle scene, or the guy gets the girl, or the girl gets the girl, or whatever the fuck. I know what's gonna happen, and it's just an easy watch. I like the fucking layout, the format of the movies.
No, I agree with that. I don't want it to be so symbolic that I'm asking myself the entire movie, what the fuck is... I should be able to watch a movie, enjoy it so much that I want to rewatch it and then figure out the symbolism.
Yeah, absolutely. What movie? I think there was a movie recently where that happened, and I can't remember.
Well, we talked about it with, like, The Nun. Like, The Nun was enjoyable, but you want to watch it again to, like, understand the symbolism and how it connects to the Conjuring universe. But I see this movie, and I think it just put such a bad taste in my mouth the first time that I'm like, I'm annoyed it's on every list.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not like it's... First of all, that pacing is terrible.
It is weird.
Put some kind of music in there.
That's the issue.
Right?
That's what it comes down to, is the quietness of the movie. Because the sound choices were very specific, and I could tell because, like, in that moment where I was like, is this a club? But it was, like, supposed to be mimicking a heartbeat. Yeah. They do that a lot where they're, like, inserting these, like, very, like, rhythmic, like, drum beats that are, like, super heavy.
Right.
To, like... get you, like, but it's not orchestrated. Like, it's not...
It almost feels like you are supposed to be another member in this family.
Yeah.
Just like looking, observing, and it's like, that's fine. I just don't feel like you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Because it's just so slow paced.
I think the beginning is, but I mean, because when we were watching, I was like, how much more of this fucking movie is there? And there was a whole hour left, but this was already after the daughter had died. Like, so things are slow, but they also happen fast. So it's like such a weird...
I just feel like if it was that slow, that buildup should have been explosive.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was very like, this happened.
I think it's probably just not for us, but it's like...
Well, let me tell you why it's not for me. Homegirl has a severe nut allergy. They make it very apparent.
Yeah, the dad...
Then she said...
Does that have nuts?
Right, coming up to you at a funeral, like...
Like, girl, calm down. Calm down. I mean, apparently he did have to ask, though.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Do you really deserve to live if you can't even figure out what has nuts?
I mean, she deserves to live, but, like, I mean, I've known people who have allergies, and they're very, like, aware of what is in food.
They're at the party, and they're clear, hey, something's happening, because homegirl is, like, stupidly chopping up nuts.
Yeah.
She's holding a knife like this. Here's the knife, and she's holding it like this, and she's chopping. What is that?
It was dramatic.
Anyway. And it's, like, a fucking 36 by 48 chopping board of walnuts. This thing is, like...
It's so huge.
It is. But
they're like, you're gonna know what's happening here, buddy.
Right. You see the cake, and it's not like these walnuts were chopped to dust. They are chunks of walnut.
Yeah, there's literally chunks of walnut on the cake right there.
And I get it, girl. I grew up fat. I get it 100%. I'm gonna be like, maybe I can eat around those walnuts. You know what I mean? But, like, it feels like you just inhaled it and said YOLO. And now here we are. Talking about my throat feels like it's getting bigger, which that in itself, what do you mean your throat feels like it's getting bigger?
Well, because it swells up.
It should be tightening.
Yeah, but like,
it's not getting bigger.
She's 12 years old. Give her some slack.
She's 13.
Whatever.
Like, you have a nut allergy, so you know what this feels like.
You're panicking. In those moments, you're panicking. It's not like you're here, let me get my thesaurus. Like,
I've always known to say my throat was tightening up, but
no. And we were talking shit because then the brother's, like, driving her to the hospital. And, you know, we're like, why don't you call 911, call the mom? But, like, if you've ever been, like, elevated, girl, I'm surprised he even was, like, driving. Like, I mean, I know people don't do that. That's terribly irresponsible. But, like, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me in 1,000 years. I'd fucking, like, damn, that sucks.
And then I feel like it might be, like, maybe I'm too old for this movie at this point because, like, I've always been the responsible one. I am the mother of my group, which I hate that, but it is.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I would be like, okay, well, regardless of the repercussions of me getting found out that I smoked, like, this is not a situation for me to handle.
No.
Which, by the way, how are they, like, up in the woods?
And then in the desert.
And they were in the freaking ass desert.
I don't know. It's very... But the like, fucking craziest part of that whole movie is, like, that he just, like... Okay, so he drives and her head, like, comes off because he swerves, whatever. Like, he's just sitting there quiet, which I do get that. Sometimes when like some fuck shit happens, you're just like, but in that scenario, I could not imagine like not. And then he just fucking drives home. He's like,
I cheered the first time I saw that.
Cheered?
Yeah.
What do you mean cheered?
Listen, she's ugly.
No.
She's ugly.
Ugly people don't deserve death.
They don't deserve death, but she was okay. Aside from her looks, she was annoying.
She was very odd, which we come to find out she like houses the spirit of the demon or whatever.
Pazuzu. Pazuzu. It's like Pieman or.
Who the fuck cares? Who fucking cares? You know what I mean? Like, but it's, I don't know. I didn't notice in the first time I watched it all the symbols everywhere. Like they had the symbol on the tower, the phone tower or whatever.
Oh, I didn't even notice either.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I literally asked you about it, and you were like, yeah, there's a symbol there. It's whatever, it's carved in there. There's like things on the wall.
I'm just thinking. Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? The mom who like redid the scene. I was like, I didn't notice. But
no,
that's what.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting, but
yeah, I mean, like, it's not like it's don't watch this movie. I get where like people would want to watch it. I just don't understand the flowers it gets.
Yeah, no, it gets like so much recognition. It's like
I could take it as a drama movie or maybe even a thriller.
That's what it is. Like, it's not even a horror movie. Yeah. Like,
because I hear people talk about this and be like, I was so scared. When?
Oh, I was never scared of
moment. Scared? Where were you scared?
It's unsettling. Like, there are creepy moments, like, especially with the bugs and, like, the silence. Like, it is unsettling, but it's like, just because there's a demon in it, it does not make it a horror movie. Like,
what were you scared about? Homegirl crawling on the walls? The only part that might have been like, was when she came out of the corner. Like, you see her on the roof when the son discovers the dad's all burnt.
Not even that.
She's on like the ceiling, and then like the neck, like she's running out of the corner. That's not
scary though. The scary part would be her like sawing off her own neck. That was kind of like a little unsettling. She's like, the best part of that movie, let's talk about it. When she's like slamming her head on the attic door.
Hilarious. On the attic, she's like,
I fucking love it.
Girl.
Best part.
The clicks, I'm done with the clicks. Like,
what do you mean?
I guess as a gay man, I just imagine like the little girl who dies. Her thing is like,
oh.
So could you just imagine? She's always like,
like, what do you mean?
It's just like you take the most mundane thing and be like, we're gonna put it in a silent room. She's dead, so you're not supposed to hear her famous little. And then from the back seat, it's gonna be all quiet, and you're gonna hear. Okay, and
as someone who is,
I would have been like, did my seatbelt unbuckle? Like, I wouldn't be like, Charlie.
Well, if that's like her thing, I'm someone who also makes noises and like likes really annoying noises, so that would be me.
Okay, but like, it would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you would be there, know you're being annoying.
Mm-hmm.
She's here. It feels just like, hey, you ugly girl, turn this up to like 10, and just like. Be ominous and spooky. It just feels so try hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I get it. I used to be the weird kid. I wasn't out here scissoring off pigeon heads.
Can we talk about that? Alarming. If your children are bringing home animal body parts, lock them up forever and away. Yeah. Go away for a long time. I love you so much, but like. Can we talk about the miniatures? That's like such a random thing in this movie. Like
my arthritis, like.
Oh no, I love minis.
I have too fat of fingers to do miniatures.
You figure it out. I don't know. There's like a lot of tools, whatever. But I just feel like it's such a weird. You know what it kind of is too? It's like. The way that you're perceiving, that's her perception of that as you're also perceiving the scene. So it's like kind of a weird Inception vibe. But also, we don't need to make the scene of first of all, our mother's hospice care. Second of all, how your child died. I'm sorry, what the fuck is that?
See, that's what I'm talking about. It feels so try hard. It's like you're dropped in this place where you're like, it feels like it's trying so hard to be spooky and ooky. And I'm just like, I'm not getting that. Yeah. And everyone hates each other. Yeah. I don't feel a family environment from the beginning.
It's the dad. He's like, for 5 seconds.
The dad is checked out from the very beginning.
5 seconds. He has emotion. And it's like, hi.
Like, who was really shocked when she's having that dream and she tells her son, I never wanted to be your mother? Yeah, girl, we all knew that from the very beginning.
Literally. Well, that's the thing. She's like, what? The only time I got like any vibe that she like liked her daughter was when she was like, the kid was like, who's gonna take care of me? And she's like, I'll take it. Like, that was the nicest thing she said to her. Like, and so when she's having that emotional reaction, I'm like, did you even like her? Like, right. And I mean, even parents who are terrible, I think somewhere deep inside they like do love their kids, but it's like, one of my favorite parts too was in the opening like first couple minutes, the shot when they're going from inside the house to the
miniature,
her little tree house, not to the miniatures.
Oh, okay.
The tree house outside in the front yard.
Yeah.
It gave very much Baba Yaga, and I love that. Like the house, but then they had like the little legs. You know Baba Yaga?
I don't know Baba Yaga.
Well, yeah. So there's the Baba Yagas. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know if it's intentional, but I loved it. I was like,
yeah, it's just it's one of those things where it's like it's gotten easier to watch as I've watched it like 3 times already. I will say that, but for it to be deemed like even top 10 of these lists that are like this horror movie, like
top tier horror to me, like even though I love The Conjuring, I'm not saying it's like, it's not really anything super profound. I think it's extremely interesting, but when I think of like really profound horror, the guy who makes like Haunting of Hill House stuff like that, like that's fucking good.
Like one of my favorite horror movies is The Witch.
Yeah. It also gives me that kind of vibe though.
Well, but my thing in saying that is that as much as I like it, I'm not expecting it to be on a top 10 list.
Yeah.
I get it's very slow paced. It's like Pilgrim area, you know what I mean? Like it's not boo, jump out, scare you.
You hype it a lot to where I was like, oh, when I watched it.
I'm in it for Black Phillip. Hereditary, you're out there. People love you. And
what even is that?
It's not for us, girl.
No.
And I love when people say it's like one of their favorite horror movies because I'm just like,
I've never heard that.
I'm just
in person.
Honestly,
I've never heard it in person.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
I've heard it from young people that they've liked it, and I'm like, it's because you don't know what horror is, baby.
Don't say that. We know what horror is, bitch.
I'm talking about people who are like, oh, Hereditary. Like, I've only heard it from like younger people who were like,
don't be hating on the youngins.
Well, you Gen A's.
I feel like it's always those people who are like super into film, and it's like I get it, and I'm not shitting. Like if that's your favorite movie, it's your favorite movie. Like good for you, but like not for me, babes. We think it was overhyped, nonetheless. Y'all really 100%. Were trying to sell us this movie. It did not live up to expectations. If you were
to tell me, like, if I sat down here and I was to tell you guys, Hereditary, top 5 of my movie, I hope you would be concerned.
Yeah.
I hope you would be like, ooh.
If it was like, okay, I'm on a desert island and I only have Hereditary or I have nothing, I would choose nothing. It's like, why?
It's just, that's where it really comes down for me to where I'm like, I cannot watch it. I've watched it enough to know it is not as good as it's been made out to be.
Yeah.
It does not deserve to be on these top 10 lists of things. You've got your moments. You're not a terrible movie. You're watchable. But a one and done type of thing. The fact that I've watched you 3 extra times.
No, I honestly, like, because I had to edit, because I was like, I can't sit and watch this movie. Like, I need to be doing something while...
Maybe you're a good background movie. There's nothing wrong with that.
The music in it would freak me out.
It's just... One thing I will give you, aside from Miss Toni Collette, that is the way to be in a cult.
Naked?
Sure. I was talking more about how, like, there was, like, a literal plan.
Oh, yeah, they got shit done, I guess.
Which, by the way, I need a photo like that of me. The old woman. No. The old woman when she's in, like, The Bride.
Oh.
People are throwing coins over her. I need a photo of me like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I thought
Tune in next time. Hereditary.
Hereditary, babes.
Girl, what even is that?
Girl, what even is that? All right, Little Omens, that is it for the first installment of Girl, what even is that? We hope that you enjoyed and that, that you comment your thoughts on Hereditary down below and maybe give us some ideas of your Girl, what even is that?
Yeah. And for more content to sink your teeth into, be sure to follow us on all our socials linked here.
And until next time,
stay spooky.